All right, guys. Thank you for coming back, tuning in to Off the Top. It's been a long time, I know, since we dropped an episode. We've been doing a lot of things around the school. As you can see, we have different equipment, man. We've been doing a lot of things outside of this little room, I guess I would say. We've been doing a lot of things, and I'm really excited, man, for what we're doing today. And today I'm here with Coach Tygard and the new defensive coordinator. I'm really happy, man, to see y'all guys come in and do a new impact here for the school. And I just want y'all to tell us about a little bit about y'all story and how y'all got here and what's the plan for what's coming up.
Yeah, so I've been here now, I guess, 2 months. So I came down from Blackman in Murfreesboro. We was there for 2 seasons, did a good job turning it around. They won 4 games before we got there, and then we went 10-3 last year. Lost in the quarterfinals, but broke 27 school records and signed a bunch of Power 5 players, 3 Power 5 wide receivers, about 5-6 D1 guys in total. And then trying to bring the same thing down to Cleveland. So excited to be here. And then one of the first things I did when I got here is I called Coach Tmanes to see if he was interested, and we kind of were talking even when I was in the interviewing process or trying to figure out was I going to come to Cleveland or not. And then he obviously helps that decision knowing that he's going to be on board as soon as you take the job. So he's been here now ever since I've been here, and it's really us two rocking and rolling and a couple guys that have held over from the last staff, and then the rest of them got to basically bring down a bus and start in May. So spring practice starts May 1st.
Yeah, man, I heard a lot of big things coming on. Going on right now. I've seen y'all practicing on the turf the same time as other sports have been also doing the same thing. I honestly think that y'all have a pretty good group, a lot of young kids, a lot of kids that are hungry to win. I think, we haven't made the playoffs in probably 2 years now. Maybe what?
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
It's been a couple years.
But honestly, man, it's just this place could be a sleeping giant, and so they won 3 straight state championships in 93, 94, 95, won 54 games in a row. I've had a lot of good players, a lot of college players. And then at the same time we get here and, we were doing 6 a.m. practices out on the turf and, in 20-degree weather, and the kids have been working really hard in the weight room. So there's a lot of potential there. It's just a lot of work to be done. And then we're also trying to fix some of the Little League program and get them rolling the same things that we're doing on the high school level. And then our middle school's been doing great with Coach Barber. I think you played for him.
Yeah, man, my boy Martez, man. Shout out to Martez.
That's what I'm saying. So now we've got Little League, middle school, high school, all kind of pulling in the same direction and vertical alignment, and hoping to see some improvement from that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen the impact you made, man. I've seen these little kids, coming in, y'all doing y'all's little camps on Wednesdays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I be seeing y'all, Coach Barber's a really passionate guy.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the kids, man. He loves to influence other kids to be good on the football field, and I think it shows that the passion y'all have, for winning, looks pretty great. Like you said, you want to build something, you want to build a good team, you want to build good coaches, and I think just the coaching room is looking solid as it goes. For you, I've heard a lot of good things about you, especially that you had that record for 7 shutouts at Tyner. Something really big. I think y'all won the state championship,
Yes,
which was for a lot of people was a shocker. A lot of people didn't really know Tyler was gonna go like that until it was 14-1. So how did you feel? Like when you get to that moment, you win a state championship, and now the phone is ringing. What was your plan?
Well, initially my plan was really just to run it back. Tyner has a really good sophomore class that are going to be juniors. They lose a lot, but at the same time they're young and experienced, and they're going to be really good for the next 2 years. So initially, I was just thinking about running it back. Now, Coach Tygard and I have always kind of gone back and forth the last 6 months about, hey, let's make something work wherever it is. We'd love to coach together because we think about the game similar. And then when that job opened up, I think I texted him soon after it opened up. Was like, hey, trying to put a bug in his ear at that point.
Yeah.
That was on that train early. So no, just excited to be here. But yeah, that Tyner run was special, and I'll really never forget it. So.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about the Tyner squad. There was a kid that used to come here. He was from Cleveland.
Markel.
Yeah, Markel. And I remember when he was here, he was just a really speedy guy, man. Moved it. He was fast, quick off the ball, a really good running back. And I think I remember when he left, he was like, oh, like, you know what? Like, I want to go somewhere different. I feel like I'm not getting what I need here. I mean, at that time we had Tito Boyd here, a really good running back, really well known here in the community. And Tito was a really good running back. And so, like, he wasn't getting the time he wanted to, but I remember when he told us, he was like, hey, man, like, I'm moving out, man. I'm going to Tyner and all this. And I was like, all right, never heard about the team, don't really know about
Yeah.
it. So I thought they were just a regular team. But then comes out, his senior year and he wins the state title. So I think it's just a fact that, y'all showed a lot because, I mean, they just the stats speak for itself, man. Like not a lot of teams can go 14-1, bro. Not a lot of teams can go to the state title and win it, and like you did, with all these shutouts, 6 points per game was your average, man. Like that's something
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Like I don't
Yeah.
think you understand, man. Here in high school, they like the trick plays, they like all this and they like all that, man. To get scored 6 points is something different, man. So what do you feel like will look like for this year, man? These kids, coming in, like you got your eyes locked in on your target.
Yeah, the hope is, of course, everyone talks about Coach Tygard's offense and how multiple it is and how fast it is. The goal is really kind of do the same thing on defense, be multiple, play fast, play physical, and kind of take the same philosophy, do it on the defensive side. That's kind of what we did at Tyner last year. We were multiple from what they were used to, able to kind of change the defense based off whatever we saw week to week. And not only are we going to scheme for our kids, but also, whatever the offense we see, whatever see that week, whatever is their biggest weakness, we'll try to attack with scheme. We have a ton of experience coming back on the defense this year already, just being with them for a week. They're really adaptable to whatever we coach them to do. So that makes it really easy on us to kind of give multiple looks. So that's kind of the goal. You never want to put the cart in front of the horse when it comes to stats and things like that and promises. But no, I'm excited for this year.
No, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things even from some of these guys, man. Like before, like I've told Coach, even with the clothes stuff and the fashion stuff, I've talked to Coach all the time, man. Like, these kids are excited, man. I'm here to tell you. I know a lot of kids probably don't want to say it, man. You're their coach, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to tell you that stuff, but I'm here to tell you. So I'm going to tell you right now, man, these kids are excited, man. The whole city's excited. I think the whole community is excited for this football season coming up. There's a lot of word out there, man, saying like, yo, there's this coach, man, Kane, bro. I don't know where he from, but hey, he came out here talking like he finna win something, but like for me, I think it's just like a big move because Cleveland's a really special school, especially for me, man. Me personally, man, I love Cleveland, bro. Like my whole life, I bled blue, man. I love it. I love this, and I'll never give it up for nothing, man. Like for me, this is my passion, man. This is what I love to do, and I feel like I see that in y'all. I see that y'all love winning, man. I like that. I feel like there's a lot of other coaches that are other schools, man, that try, don't really have the talent. We've always had talent. You know what I'm saying? We just need somebody who gonna push, somebody who gonna go out there and be like, hey, man, go out there and do it. You got the potential to do it. We got coaches who can help you out. If you want to go to college, we got people who have been there before. And I think that's what y'all are bringing to the table. It's just that now kids have like somebody that like, oh, this guy, he my running back coach, or he's my DB coach, and he went here and he did this and he did that. And you're like, oh, like, you know what? Like, if I need some help, I'm not going to tell my coach. My coach has connects. Like, he can get me somewhere. And I think that's just a dream for anybody. A high school student, every kid wants to go to college, play ball, hopefully go to the NFL. Everybody wants to do that. And I think when you surround yourself with those people, like you surround a good coach and a good mentor, sometimes those coaches are not only your coaches, those guys are kind of like a father figure to you. I feel like that's what really makes you a man, man. Like this is after high school. I feel like after high school, this shapes you to who you're going to be later on in life. So I feel like y'all guys have a good message, man. Y'all sending out good people, man. Y'all helping out these kids, and I know these kids they're hungry, bro. So they're gonna listen to everything you gotta say. They see what they see on the internet. They're like, hey, man, this guy's this guy's that, but they're really gonna know you as a person. So I feel like that shows a lot about y'all. Y'all waking up every morning. That shows a lot.
Well, and like during the 6 a.m. drills, man, my man, Coach Tmanes, he lives in Dunlap. So he's getting about, were you leaving the house like 3 a.m.?
3:15.
3:15 in the morning Central Time to get over here in time from the 6 a.m. to, 7 a.m. mat drills in the morning. And I think it does say a lot when you're, when you have coaches that'll do that are here. And honestly, we're here just to help the kids. It's not about me or him or, I'm the head coach or what kind of stuff we're running. It's exactly what you're talking about. We talk about how we're like a college prep program.
Yeah.
And so if you come through our program, you're going to get opportunities to go play college football.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like even if you don't, you'll be prepared from all the stuff you've been learning to do to go be successful and to go be a welder or to go get a job right out of high school or to go into business. And you've learned all these lessons that football can teach or soccer can teach or all these other sports. We've talked before, George, just like how students need to be involved.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's really awesome about Cleveland is that there's so many opportunities, whether it's football, baseball, softball, sports. But then look at this CHS Live, man, and this podcast studio and, and the lights and what you guys are doing. I mean, I've been bragging on CHS Live. from the day I got here, and then we're trying to, what's in the plans and the videos.
There's a lot of things coming up,
and the
guys.
stuff
I'm
coming
telling
out.
I'm telling you.
And really, when we partner together, and because this program, this class, partnering with athletics, and then that's how you really sell what we're trying to do, and it just can become a big national thing. So just think big. We got to think just outside of Bradley County, and think at the state level, the national level, and how do we get Cleveland football known to that level.
Yeah, man, I think what he said, that's the right thing. That's the right call. I mean, me personally, man, shout out to my boy Christian Baker out there, doing a lot of media stuff for CHS wrestling as well. And also we're going to work with CHS football as well. We're doing a lot of moves, man. There's a lot of things coming up in these couple next weeks, a couple months coming up. There's a lot of guests you want to bring on. There's a lot of things you want to do, but at the same time, everything's on a plan, man. I think, our school is really supportive of us. There's a lot of CTE programs here at the school, down to welding, down to automotive.
We got aerospace. I mean,
man, there's a simulator in our school, guys.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that there's an airplane simulator, man. The general's out there doing what he's supposed to do. So, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all, bro, if you want to come to Cleveland, now's your time, man. There's a big moment. There's a big gap. You know what I'm saying? For y'all freshmen trying to make y'all decision where y'all want to go. Trust me, if you want to win, you want to go to college, you want to do something with your life, come here, man. This is the best opportunity you're going to have. There's so many other high schools, man, that wish that they had this. And you got it close from home. You got opportunities. You got options. And I think I would tell y'all, there's a lot of future opportunities you could have. When I got here, I never thought I would be doing this. If you told me, hey, man, George, you're finna be having a podcast, like, bro, I'm an athlete. Do you know how many athletes do not want to do stuff like this? So many athletes do not want to do it. You tell a kid, oh, I'm finna be working on a computer, bro. You a geek. That's the first thing they're gonna tell you. Trust me, bro. Like, so many times they're like, oh, what you doing, man? I was like, oh, I do a podcast. Like, we go and work for CFC. We live stream their games. And like, people are like, oh, Cleveland does that? Like, Cleveland goes and live streams games at CFC? Like, what? It's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, a lot of opportunities come to our table, and every opportunity we have, we take it. And I think that's just a message for everybody, man. If you're out there, man, you're a kid trying to ball out, man, trying to get an opportunity, man, this is your year, bro. They're on rebuild right now. This is your year, bro. There's so many kids, bro, who want to ball out, are scared, or don't want to, man. It's your time to come out, bro. We need the whole school to come out. This is going to make you a better person, a better athlete, and have a better future for yourself, man. So I just wanted to ask you, man, like, going on that run that you had and stuff like that, what was a message or something that you inflicted to your players constantly?
Really, it was, take it game by game and then even practice by practice. So we knew early on that we had a chance to be really special just from what they brought back, as far as the senior class and the pieces that they brought back. Josh Jackson, the quarterback, Markel coming in. We were really experienced and big up front. So we knew we were going to be special, but the whole thing was really just about the process. So, it started all the way in May in spring practice, and then, worked all the way through all of our preseason games. So we had 4 preseason games, and we didn't look that great in preseason. In fact, we played Coffee County, and they stomped us out. They beat us like 21-0, and that was before week 1. So it was always, that was kind of the wake-up call for us that we couldn't put the cart before the horse. We had to take it week by week, and that started week 1 against Howard when we got our first shutout, and then obviously ended in Chattanooga with holding the trophy arrowhead. But that's kind of what you have to preach to kids is, the Jumpman stuff and the shoes and everything else that's going to come along. That's a lot of fun, and it's perfect, and, that's an important piece. But at the same time, like, you can't overplay the amount of work it takes to win football games. Winning is really, really hard. And once you fall in love with the process and the work of it, good things happen.
Yeah, that's really true. I think the process is probably the most important moment of anything. I think the process is what you got to fall in love with, because the results will come with it. You work hard, you do what you got to do, man. People are going to come hit you up, be like, hey, man, what you doing to do this? What you doing to do that, man? You're like, hey, man, just work. People sometimes don't understand that, like, oh, man, I work hard too, and it's not coming out for me. It's not working. But, I think it's just, bro, it's a process, bro. Like, everybody's process is going to be different. You might be the kid who grew up with everything in your plate, and there's going to be another kid who didn't have nothing, and he knows what it is to not have nothing. And I think it's just a fact, that there's a lot of good talent. There's a lot of good kids out there, man. There's a lot of kids who just need one opportunity. And I think that's really the plan. The plan is to give these kids an opportunity. I think there's a lot of good kids out there, man, who have talent. It's just that they don't know that they have the capability to excel it, and I think that's really important,
Yeah, and a lot of it's confidence and actually being willing to fail, so a kid that wants to come out for football for the first time, it's not going to be easy or a kid that wants to do something new or start a podcast. I bet the very first podcast you did is not as good as the ones you're doing now. So you got to be willing to put yourself out there and don't have a fear of failure or a fear of criticism, especially with teenagers. That's all they care about is criticism from each other. But what Coach Tmanes is talking about, I mean, we only play 10 to 15 football games a year. And so you're doing all this work all year long for 10 days or to 15 days. And then you break it down to that's about 3 hours per day. That's it. I mean, that's the only part. So if you don't like the Monday or the Sunday through Thursday, the practice, the process, the lifting weights, the hanging out in the field house, the getting to know each other. Like if you don't like that part, you're going to hate football. Or at least soccer, baseball, some other sports, you play a lot more games. So you always have that reward. Football, your reward is actually, it's just celebrating on Friday nights if you win. And so hopefully you have a lot more wins than losses and it makes it a lot more entertaining. But you got to enjoy the 6 a.m. workouts. And honestly, I think we did. So, I mean, we had 55 to 70 kids every day out there. When we first started this, we weren't sure if we were going to have 15 every day because they're in soccer, they're in baseball, they're still showing up. Sloan Bolaño's still showing up, and it's in season for him. And so that was a big deal that everybody's still thinking about football, even though they're doing their soccer, baseball, wrestling, and all these other seasons right now.
Yeah, man, I think that's really true. I think the commitment that you put into it shows a lot about that. Because I mean, there's not really tryouts, right, anymore. Like y'all not doing tryouts like before.
It's basically who can
whoever,
survive.
who can never hang, right?
So pretty much.
So yeah, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's part of the commitment, man. It's really commitment. I think it's really it shows a lot about your character. It shows a lot about the man you will be in the future and you could be. And I think when it comes to what football really is about, it's about mental toughness, man. Not a lot of football players, can have that mental toughness. Sometimes it's hard to get that, as a quarterback, you need to be a quarterback. You're going to throw an interception, but you got to bounce back. You can't just let that happen and be like, oh, man, I threw an interception, man. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, all this, like, bro, come on, man. Like, next play. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I loved about football was Coach Martez would always say, there's always a next down. There's always another down. There's always another down. Like, he might whoop you this time, but you got to whoop him back. And it was kind of like, that was just something that he inflicted on us. And I remember when we were in the middle school, like I had Coach Conley as my head coach. Really, really influential guy, man. Funny, big dude. Everybody respected him, man. Really tall dude, man. Everybody was scared of him. So like, I really just like, hearing him out sometimes. He would just say like, take it play by play, like you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's gonna be hard. Nothing's gonna be easy. This ain't meant to be easy. It's gonna be hard, man. You gotta see if you really cut out for it. Because when it goes out there, man, it's you against whoever is coming at you. You know what I'm saying? And you really got to handle yourself because football ain't no joke, man. You can end up in a wheelchair. That's real football knowledge, man. I'm telling you, like, it's not going to be easy. And I believe that there's a lot of stepping stones that go into that. And even right now with the 6 a.m. workouts, I think it's something that kind of woke up everybody. Like, everybody's like, okay, they're taking it serious. Like, we waking up at 6 a.m., man. I got to get something out of this. I ain't going to be waking up at 6 a.m., at 5 a.m. every day to get there at 6 to just not get nothing out of it, And I believe that shows a lot. That really shows a lot in these kids, man. If you're going out there and giving everything you got, man, it's showing something, bro. You waking up at 5 a.m. is already a win. That's already your first win of the day.
100%.
So I feel like it starts these kids with a good mentality, man. And these kids are learning a lot. And I hope they keep on learning a lot about y'all. Y'all guys are doing y'all's thing. And I feel like, when it comes to this build, how y'all feel about it? Like, y'all feel like this is y'all going to the right direction? And
I mean, it's we keep saying it over and over again, but it's a process, right? So we're so different though than what Cleveland's done in the past and what anybody else does in the state. That year one's almost like year zero is how I explain it. We're gonna throw the ball a little bit more than they've done probably in the past, and I guess since Wojtek and all them guys were here. And so, you're having to reteach some things and where you stand on the field and alignments and basics. So we're kind of going from day one, just like, assume you don't know anything. And no question is dumb, and, start from day one and then you just kind of build. So you want to get about 1% better each day, and you don't put a win and loss, number on it, or when you talk about goals and stuff like that, we're not in that area yet. So right now, the next thing is we're gearing up for our lift-a-thon at the end of April. That's where the kids they max out and bench squat, power clean. They do it out at the stadium. It's a big event. We got a live DJ.
Okay.
We get food trucks.
Okay, y'all doing out there,
and so then all the students can come out and watch everybody max out. The parents, like a mom and dad, has never seen their kid lift in the weight room, and now they're seeing them max out on a squat. And, squatting 450 or something. It's very impressive, right?
Crazy,
and it's cool. And we get my DJ out there and we start, making it a fun event. And so that's the thing in April. And then that kind of kicks off the first practice May 1st. And then we're doing the spring game in the third week of May. And I'm working with Mr. Pritchard, letting the students come out during the school day to go watch the spring game.
Okay.
And now the whole school gets to go watch, what the new football program is going to look like. And it builds and builds. And then you hit summer, and then we hit 7-on-7 tournaments. We're going to University of Tennessee. We're going to UT Chattanooga. We're loading up and going to Pensacola Beach. So we're going down to the Bash at the Beach Invitational. I mean, so we're traveling all over. And so each month kind of builds upon itself. Yeah. And you've got your 3 scrimmages and a jamboree. And so, we got some hard scrimmages coming up. And so then by the time you hit the season, you're ready to go. And then you take it week by week and hopefully improve each week and just keep playing. Next thing you know, you're playing on Thanksgiving. That's always been a big goal. To play on Thanksgiving or you're practicing on Thanksgiving morning. And that means you're in the semifinals, and then you stay in a hotel for the state championship. And there's just it's just like little moments along the way. So you got to take them each month at a time, each workout at a time. But know that there's a lot of cool stuff down the road if you can get to it.
So when is the April event coming up?
So it's right now it's the last Wednesday in April. So I think that's the 26th. I moved it with a track meet, but it's going to be like 6 o'clock out there. We put it on the concrete right in front of the stands. We bring all the racks out of the weight room, and the football players they lift right in front of the stands, and the parents get to see it. We get the DJ hooked up, calling out names. We're working on a leaderboard on the jumbotron, and so like here's who's leading the squad event, here's who's leading the bench event. We're trying to see if that's even possible right now and figure that out.
Yeah, we will figure it out, man. Yeah. You lock in with us, man. We trying to make anything happen, bro. Anything can happen.
We got to get Christian out there filming it. Bro, it's gonna be
a movie, man. It's gonna be a movie. Y'all know how we run, man. This is up. I'm telling y'all, man. This is on a 1-day notice, bro. He told me this morning. Yeah. I was like, I was locked in for Thursday. I was like, hey, today's my game. I'm playing against Bradley today. I'm feeling good.
We got to talk about that now.
Yeah, I was like, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, right? But yeah, like it was just a regular day, man. Chilling in gym, and he's like, hey, man, let's do it. And I'm like, let's do it, man. I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna say no, man. That's why it's called Off the Top, man. We go straight off whatever going on.
Off the top, tell me about this Bradley soccer game we got going on this afternoon. We're playing out on the grass, right?
All right, man. Yeah, man. We're out here in the grass, Mouse Creek. If y'all want to pull up, man. It's gonna be packed, so you better get there early. Yeah, man. It's gonna be an exciting one. It's been a couple years, man. I wouldn't say a couple. It's in the double digits, man. They haven't beat us in double digit years. I just want y'all to know that. It's been a big one, man. I love soccer, man. Soccer's been my life. My whole life has been like that. It's been battles. It's been whatever I do. I've played multiple sports. I've wrestled. I've played football. I was a top 100 champ when I was in 8th grade for wrestling. I played running back. I was a kicker in high school as well. I have 3 kicking records at the middle school. I did a lot of things, man, growing up. It was just things to get me out of my head. Sometimes I was a really, really stubborn kid, man. I hated doing this. I hated doing that, man. I always thought that I was on top of the world, but I really wasn't. And Martez was that guy. He was that guy who helped me out a lot. He saw that I wasn't the best kid coming out of elementary. So he tagged me along, man. He just told me straight up. He was like, hey, man, you can be a good football player. I need you to play. And I was like, all right. I never played football in my life. I never had a snap in my life. I probably played Little League. But I don't remember. So I just told him I used to play in the middle. I was like, I used to play in the middle, man, behind the fat dudes. And he was like, all right. He's like, I used to play linebacker then. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So I had the blessing to be alongside these guys who were ballers, man. I was beside my boy Dylan Harold, who is now y'all's player in Camden Lockerbie and Memphis Pelele, which is now in Arizona. And these guys were ballers, man. I witnessed to see Micah when he was a young kid, man. Shifty kid, man. Nobody could get him. Quick kid. Bryant BBJ doing his thing when he was younger, man. He was a kid and only played basketball. Started playing football in middle school. Went crazy as well. And it was just, we built a super team, man. It was like a team around LJ and around Andrew Wenger. And it was just like a team that was just electric, man. It was a run-heavy team. We loved to run with the fullback, man. Memphis was so big, bro. These kids could not stop him, man. Go through that hole. And it was just like, it was just electric, man. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And it was just like, it got to the moment where I had those chills coming out. Like at the middle school, we have like a little like, you'd walk down the stairs and then it goes straight into the field. So like we would be playing music inside. Like there's like a little turf area in the back inside the school where like the weight room is at. So we could pull sleds and stuff right there. So we used to have like a little turf piece and everybody would stand there getting ready. And we'd just be standing there, like, listening to music and stuff like that. And then you start walking out, and then kids are out here popping, like, these blue, like gas things, like, little blue stuff. And then it'd be all over the place, the confetti flying. And we just walking down, man. The kids out here with their phones videoing us. And Coach Barber in the front just getting everybody hyped. And it was just like, oh, like, this is us. Like, this is who we really are, you know? And we walk into these games, and we, like, 56-0, 42-7, 42-3. Like, it was like crazy games. Like, we're out here like killing these teams, and when we go and we play against Lake Forest, and we're out here in a battle, man. Like, their coach used to be our players, like, little league coach. So like this dude knows how they play. He knows how to get to them, and like they're batting us, but we end up winning still. And it was just that feeling, like, you know, like, yo, like, this is my family. You know, it's like a family feeling that I had never experienced in my life. That's the reason why I love football, man. I love football because I feel like it's such a, like, a family feeling. Like, for me, it was a family, bro. Like, I loved it.
Well, what's really funny is when you talk about middle school football, it's the same thing as what I keep telling everybody what they're going to be talking about with high school football.
Yeah.
You only mentioned one game, and you really didn't even mention the score.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned everything else that had nothing to do with actually playing football that you remember. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, is that our kids going to remember the 6 a.m. mat drills when it was 20 degrees and it was sideways raining and all that. It's not about the scores of the games. No. It's all the little moments and the memories and then the relationships you made that you had while you were playing. Yeah, and you just proved it talking about middle school football, which you hadn't even really talked about in a long time.
So I'm telling you guys. Even to echo that, like, even though we won the championship, which is always the team's ultimate goal, like, we don't really talk about, whenever I'm around those Tyner kids now, we don't really talk about winning at all. We just talk about, we talk about making them do up downs in the first round of the playoffs. Or we talk about it being 20 degrees in the quarterfinals. We talk about all those little things. And that's what, like, you really understand once you win it all. Like, oh, that was the fun part, was getting to this point. And of course you always want to win it all. That's always the ultimate goal. But once you do it, kind of like, okay, like, this is really why I did it. That's why, you hear Nick Saban talk about loving the process and all that. You really start to understand that.
Yeah, man. Like,
hanging out together, man. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's the main part of football, man. Main part of any sport, man, that is really inflicted into kids is, like, sometimes parents are really hard on their kids, man. And it's good sometimes, but sometimes it kills those kids, man. It kills their confidence. It kills how they want to be, man. And I feel like going to the field, hanging out with your friends, going out there playing ball, man, and, like, you really create this bond that you'll never forget. Like, for me, man, these guys, man, I see them in the hallway all the time. We still dab with each other. I might not play football no more, but they know I'm doing my thing, you know? And I think that's the thing. That's something that I learned was, like, hey, man, like, this sport, like, really made me who I am today. Like, it made me a tougher guy, man. I started realizing, like, yo, like, I got to be a good kid now in school. I can't fail classes. I got to start keeping up my work. And, like, it was just, like, a big, big hit for me because I was like, all right, Coach Cardin was there as a weightlifting coach at that time. And he would tell me, like, hey, man, you got to start lifting weights. And I was like, all right, man, let's do it. I started lifting weights, man. I loved it. I liked the process. I loved it, man. I like lifting weights. It was just something, like, sometimes I would be mad, man. Sometimes I would get mad real fast. Like, somebody would tell me something. And it wouldn't be like before where I just started throwing hands. Like, all right, man. I told Coach Cardin, like, hey, Coach Cardin, let's go to the weight room. He's like, all right, weights, man, you good? He's like, yeah, man, I'm good. I just need to hit some weights real quick. He's like, all right, man, go in there. And I would go in there every day after school with Camden in Memphis. We would pull sleds. We would be there's another coach, I can't remember his name, but he's I think he's like head of, like, athletics or something at the school. I can't remember his name. I think it was he was a bald guy, really jacked guy. And oh man, I can't remember his name. But the thing is that, like, he was like the other weightlifting coach as well. And one day he just told me, Memphis Camden, he's like, hey, man, I got you a little challenge for today. And I was like, all right. So, like, we go after school and stuff, and he puts us on these sleds and he puts, like, these harnesses on us, and he's like, backpedal all the way. Bro, that's probably the most, like, craziest thing I ever did, bro. My legs were dying, man. I could not backpedal that far. And he was like, hey, man, this is gonna make you a good football player. It's gonna make you better. And I remember that 8th grade year, like, my 8th grade year season was probably, like, the most craziest season. Like, we're out here smacking teams. Like, I'm talking, like, we're knocking kids. Like, bro, these kids are like, yo, these Cleveland kids, man, they're too big, they're too strong. Like Memphis did not look like a middle schooler, bro. We had a kid, he was probably like 6'3", 6'4", played defensive tackle. And he's in chat now, I think. But he played defensive tackle, bro. And this kid was 6'3" in middle school, bro, 8th grader. And the dude was out here like grabbing kids like this, dropping them and going for the quarterback, bro. This kid was running for his life, bro. And like it's kind of just like I was like, dang, bro, my team is so good. Like when you surround yourself with all these kids that worked hard all summer, bro, and you know that these kids have put in the work, you have so much confidence in them. Like you're like, oh, like you know what? I know if I miss the tackle, I know my bro coming behind me to come smack this dude. It's kind of like, oh, like you know what? Like I can trust him. You know, like it's like a different feeling when you playing with your friends. You know, it's like a different feeling when you're like, oh, like I know he gonna have my back. If I smack this dude, oh, ain't no problem, man. I got from his ankle. He taking his body out. You know, it's kind of like, yo, like it's there. You know, the
It gets
connection's
you jacked
there.
up, doesn't it? Yeah,
You know,
it gets you pretty fired up.
Like, bro, you gonna be lit in there, bro. You gonna be like, yo, like you want to come back to the huddle and be like, hey, man, good play.
Yeah.
Hey, good play, man. Let's do it. You know, so it's kind of like it's just that hype, bro. It's just that feeling when you feeling the chills, bro. You coming in and you're like, bro. Like, this is my squad, you know? And I think that's the same thing with the Bradley, bro. I love soccer, bro. I love soccer, but one thing that I've always searched in a soccer field is a family, bro. Like, that's something that now, this year, I could confidently say that I feel like I have a family on the team. Like, when I was a freshman, like, they had a family, but we weren't included. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I come in now, and I'm a junior, and I played so many games, and I've been through so many injuries, and I played varsity since my sophomore year. And it's kind of like I start having that feeling like, oh shoot, like this means more to me now. Like I understand that there's kids now that are on the JV that look up to us, even if we don't think about it. And that's something that I always inflict into the guys. Like before we start playing, we hit a prayer. Every time I hit that prayer, I tell them, I was like, hey, be you. Because those kids are in the stands are looking at you. They're not looking at nobody else. They're here to watch you, bro. They want to see what you're doing to be in the position you're at. They want to wear that jersey one day. When you leave this school, like, hey, man, you remember that kid? Good kid, bro. He used to always dab me up. He used to always say hi to me. Always show love to me. Always came to our games.
George's number and all that stuff.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be like, oh, bro, this used to be his number. Like, you know, it's just those moments where, like, you're realizing, like, bro, this is the move. You know, so I think it's just something really exciting, man. I'm really excited for this game. It's gonna be a big game tonight, and it starts at 7. Coach Tygard said he's gonna be there.
Yep,
so
come on out.
If you want to come out, man, make it happen, bro. There's gonna be a lot of people there. Yeah. It's gonna be deep, and I'm really excited, man. Really happy. It's gonna be a big one. If we're number 1 right now in the district, and we win this one, we'll send a shockwave in the whole district, man. We're gonna be 3-1, and it's a big one for us. It's showing a lot about us, man. Last year we were low, man. We were 2-14, 2-15, bro. We had a terrible season, bro. The kids weren't locked in. The kids weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, and this year we came with a different mentality, bro. Coach Shrek came in and told us, hey, weak things break, so get right now. So, hey, man.
Like
hey, man. He even had a shirt, man. He got a printed shirt that said weak things break. And he would wear it on Fridays and be like, hey, weak things break, get right. Bro, every day we'll be working our butts off, man. And I think it's just a fact that we have put in the work this year. And I think it showed a lot. You know, a lot of teams thought we weren't going to be good. They came in saying, like, oh, yeah, Cleveland's not as good as they used to be. They're not that team that won district 4 times in a row. They're not that team no more. You know, now we have 7 teams in our district. You know, and being able to bounce back from our first loss in the district and come back and win 2 and win every one of those, we have been in overtime. Every one of them coming back and winning. Yeah. You know, I think it's just a shocker, like for a lot of people, like, oh, Cleveland came back, like Cleveland does this, Cleveland does that. But I just want to send out that message, bro, that we're ready, bro. And get out the train tracks, bro, because the train is coming, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you, we coming, bro. We coming, bro. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited that y'all came out, man. Talk to me, man. Help me out. Did this episode with me. And if y'all want to shout out y'all social media, y'all can.
Yeah, off the top, follow me on Twitter, @Tygard.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter as well, Coach Tmanes.
Hey, follow me wherever you want. CJB22. Y'all know where I'm at. Thank you, guys, man.
Thanks, George. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.